Johnny, you and I were prosecutors in a former life, and I think both of us remember that season of life favorably. Maybe the most important work we ever do. So I want to first of all thank you for dedicating so much of your career to public safety.
Thank you,
the cases that I remember the best, many of them involve children as victims. And you had a bill today in House Judiciary that not only protects children, but also punishes those who prey on them. And I want to commend you for doing that. And maybe you can explain what your bill does and why you thought it was important to do it.
Well, thank you, Chairman Gowdy, and thank you for your leadership on Judiciary Committee and on the Crime Subcommittee where this bill originated. We were fortunate today in Judiciary to have the opportunity to mark it up because of Chairman Gowdy's leadership. The Strengthening Children's Safety Act is something that, as Chairman Gowdy pointed out, is really near and dear to both of our hearts. I would hope that we could all agree that there are a few things as shocking to the conscience and sickening to the soul as those that commit crimes against the most vulnerable members of our community, our children. The bill that we move forward today closed some important loopholes that child predators have been able to use to avoid getting maximum penalties under the law. And so today we took a big step forward in closing those loopholes and holding them accountable. So grateful for the opportunity to move that bill with your support, and grateful for your leadership and friendship as we try and do these important things in Congress for the people in my district and for yours back home in South Carolina.
Well, John, as you know, our subcommittee, which I am incredibly grateful that you are on with your background and your commitment and passion to public safety, we're going to be marking up other bills that deal with child safety and making the victims of child pornography and child exploitation, make them whole to the extent we can. So we have a robust agenda. It's important work. I also want to say a word of encouragement to the women and men in state and local law enforcement and the DA's offices who do the frontline work. But I want to thank you again for not just for being one of the most up-and-coming young members of Congress. And I'll just tell my friends out there, if you let me pick one person to be on a crime subcommittee, I would pick the gentleman from Texas because of his background and his passion for justice and how much he cares for the crime victims. But we are going to pursue an agenda that protects children under the leadership of Chairman Goodlatte, and we are going to most assuredly pursue an agenda that holds those accountable who would seek to harm a child.
Well, Chairman Gowdy, that means so much coming from you, maybe the person that I think the folks watching today know more than maybe any other person in America right now stands for making sure that all Americans are treated equally under the law. And so not just children, like we were able to advance today, but all Americans. And no one has been a greater defender of our Constitution and our liberties under the law than you have as a member of Congress. So it's a privilege to serve with you, and I'm grateful for the opportunity and looking forward to when you come back to the 4th District of Texas, hopefully soon.
Well, as soon as I'm invited back to the 4th District of Texas, I will come. That's the only thing keeping me from coming is I haven't gotten an invitation, but your wife, Michelle, and your two beautiful daughters were incredibly hospitable. I love Texas. I spent 4 years there in college. And anywhere you are, I would be thrilled to go, and especially to tell your constituents what a humble, hardworking member of Congress they sent to Washington. So thank you for today, but thank you for every day, even the days when people may not be aware of what you're doing up here.
Well, thank you. And let me just close by thanking all of you out there, the 700,000 folks in North and East Texas that I represent, and the 700,000 folks that Chairman Gowdy represents in the upstate of South Carolina. We both want you to know that we do not take it for granted. We do not take it lightly that we serve as your one voice on the floor of the United States House of Representatives, and we're grateful for that opportunity. So thanks for being with us today, and hopefully we can get back together and talk about some more great legislation soon. Have a great day.
God bless.